Have you ever wondered why your legs feel unusually tired, even though you're eating what everyone says is healthy? But let's go deeper, beyond what's on the surface of your fruit bowl. Imagine your body as a finely tuned orchestra. In your younger years, the instruments play in perfect harmony: magnesium, potassium, calcium, sodium, all in balance, all supporting the symphony of movement, strength, and energy. As the decades pass, the conductor, your metabolism, slows, and the musicians start falling out of sync. What once was nourishing can become disruptive, and the very foods that energized you in youth may now create silent disharmony, especially in your muscles and joints. Let's talk about how this happens. After 50, the mitochondria, the tiny powerhouses inside your muscle cells, become less efficient. They need the right fuel, not just sugar, to keep your legs moving and your balance steady. But when you load up on certain fruits, especially those high in fructose and low in minerals, you overload your system. Fructose travels straight to your liver, where it's converted to fat if it's not burned right away. Unlike glucose, which muscles can use for quick energy, fructose mostly bypasses muscles and heads to fat storage. This means that the sugar in grapes, mangoes, and dates isn't just natural. It's a metabolic curveball that your aging body may not handle well. Now, consider potassium. It's essential, yes, but only in the right proportions. Bananas are potassium-rich, but in the absence of magnesium, which is often depleted as we age. Potassium can actually lock muscles into tension, causing cramps and fatigue. Magnesium is the mineral that helps muscles relax after they contract. When you eat a banana without enough magnesium-rich foods, like leafy greens, nuts, or seeds, you end up with muscles that contract but don't fully relax. This constant, low-grade tension creates that heavy, tired feeling in your legs. And because magnesium is also critical for nerve function, a deficiency can subtly erode your balance, making falls more likely. Let's return to Margaret's story. Like many, she assumed her healthy fruit choices were helping her. But by eating bananas and grapes daily, she was creating a perfect storm. Quick sugar spikes, insulin surges, and a mineral imbalance that left her muscles overworked and undernourished. Her legs weren't just tired, they were signaling a deeper problem. Fruit 3. Dates. Often marketed as a natural energy boost, dates pack more sugar per serving than most candies. They're rich in potassium, yes, but nearly devoid of magnesium and calcium. For aging bodies, this means blood sugar levels swing wildly, and the insulin response can trigger inflammation in small vessels, precisely those that feed your calf muscles and feet. Over time, this low-level inflammation can stiffen the connective tissues, making each step feel heavier than the last. Fruit. Mangoes. Delicious, juicy, and bursting with vitamins, but also with a high glycemic load. Mangoes can spike blood sugar quickly, especially if eaten alone or in large amounts. For someone over 50, whose insulin sensitivity may already be waning, this creates what scientists call postprandial hypoglycemia, a crash in energy that often shows up as weak, trembling legs or a sudden need to sit down after a walk. The body tries to compensate by releasing stress hormones, which only adds to muscle fatigue and the feeling of unsteadiness. So what's happening beneath the surface? It's all about balance, a balance that's easily tipped as we age. Our bodies need more magnesium, more fiber, and less sugar. Yet the most popular healthy fruits are often the exact opposite: high in sugar, low in magnesium, and devoid of the fiber needed to slow down sugar absorption. This combination creates a cascade of issues. Glycation stiffening your ligaments, insulin degrading your muscle collagen, and mineral imbalances locking your muscles into fatigue. But here's the good news. You can tip the balance back in your favor. When Margaret swapped her daily bananas and grapes for lower sugar, magnesium-rich fruits like berries and kiwi, her leg cramps faded. She added a handful of pumpkin seeds to her oatmeal and swapped her evening dates for a few slices of avocado. Within a month, her legs felt lighter, her walks longer, her balance restored. So what should you do? Don't fear fruit, but choose wisely. Focus on those with a low glycemic index and higher magnesium content. Think blueberries, blackberries, raspberries, kiwi. Pair fruit with a source of healthy fat or protein to slow sugar absorption. And most importantly, listen to your body. If your legs feel heavy after certain snacks, experiment. Swap out the usual suspects and see how you feel. Remember, aging well isn't about following blanket advice. It's about understanding how the body's needs change and adapting with intention. The story of tired legs isn't inevitable. It's a whisper from your body, asking you to look deeper, choose smarter, and act before small annoyances become big limitations. So next time you reach for a healthy fruit, pause. Ask yourself, is this helping me feel stronger, lighter, and more balanced? Or is it quietly contributing to the fatigue I feel at the end of the day? With just a few thoughtful swaps, you can keep moving, keep thriving, and protect the independence you've worked a lifetime to build. The truth is, your body is always talking to you. Sometimes, it just takes a little listening and a little knowledge to give it exactly what it needs. Mangoes are often celebrated as the king of tropical fruits, sweet, juicy, and packed with vitamin C. For many, biting into a ripe mango is a taste of summer itself. But beneath that golden flesh lies a truth few expect. Mangoes, while nutritious in some ways, are also high in fructose and, surprisingly, histamines. Most people are familiar with histamines in the context of allergies, but their impact goes far beyond sneezing and watery eyes. For adults over 60, the natural rise in histamine sensitivity can trigger subtle, chronic inflammation, especially in the tiny vessels of your legs. When these vessels are inflamed, oxygen delivery to your calves and feet is impaired, leading to swelling, fatigue, and that nagging sense of heaviness. It's not just about discomfort. Over time, this hidden inflammation can make you feel older than your years, eroding your mobility and independence. Consider setting mangoes aside for a month. Many find that with their absence, the mental fog lifts, swelling subsides, and legs feel lighter and stronger. Then there's watermelon, the quintessential summer treat, famous for its refreshing hydration. You might imagine watermelon as the perfect health food, low in calories, bursting with water, and a hit at every picnic. But here's the catch. Watermelon has almost no fiber, and its sugars are absorbed rapidly into the bloodstream. This quick sugar spike can be hard on aging metabolic systems, causing energy crashes and mood swings. But the story doesn't stop there. Watermelon is also high in lycopene, a pigment with some touted health benefits. But for those with slower fat metabolism, a common change with age, excess lycopene can become a problem. Without the right balance of dietary fats and proper lymphatic function, lycopene accumulates and can clog the body's drainage system, the lymphatics. The first place this sluggish lymph flow shows up? The legs. That tired, swollen, and heavy feeling in your calves after a day on your feet isn't always muscular fatigue. Often, it's lymphatic congestion, made worse by frequent watermelon indulgence. If you've been frustrated by inexplicable leg swelling, consider the possibility that your hydrating hero is a hidden foe. Dates, often referred to as nature's candy, are another fruit that deserves a closer look, especially for those over 60. It's true, dates are rich in minerals like potassium and magnesium, but they're also laden with concentrated sugar. Just 3 dates can send your blood sugar soaring, kicking your stress hormone, cortisol, into overdrive. This surge, in turn, drains your magnesium reserves, a crucial mineral for muscle relaxation and nerve function. The result? Nighttime leg cramps, restless calves, and aching thighs. If you've noticed more frequent muscle twitches or that your legs simply won't cooperate the way they used to, your daily date habit could be to blame. For older adults, stable blood sugar and robust magnesium levels are non-negotiable for comfort and mobility. Rethinking your intake of dates might be the small change that leads to better nights and more energetic days. Pineapple, with its tropical allure and tangy sweetness, seems like a healthy choice. It's loaded with vitamin C and bromelain, an enzyme known for its digestive benefits. But for sensitive individuals, bromelain can also increase the permeability of blood vessels, making them leakier than usual. In practical terms, this means fluids can seep into the surrounding tissues of your ankles and knees, causing puffiness and discomfort, sometimes so subtle it escapes medical detection, but enough to slow you down. Take the story of Margaret. She enjoyed her weekly pineapple slices, never suspecting a connection to her swollen ankles, but when she removed pineapple from her diet, the difference was remarkable. Her ankles returned to normal. The culprit wasn't salt, lack of exercise, or medication. It was a fruit she'd always believed was helping her. Apples are perhaps the hardest to reconsider. They're a symbol of health after all. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. But today's apples are not the wild, fibrous fruits of the past. Modern apples are bred for sweetness, leading to higher sugar and lower fiber content. Additionally, many are sprayed with pesticides that can mimic estrogen in the body, a concern for older adults, particularly women. This hormonal interference can weaken the connective tissues and joints of the legs, making them more prone to pain and instability. Apples themselves aren't inherently bad, but when eaten daily, especially without the balancing influence of fats or proteins, they can tip your body into a state of low-level inflammation. Over time, this aggravates joint discomfort and reduces the resilience of your legs. So where does this leave you? Should you give up fruit altogether? The answer is no. Instead, the secret is to eat for the body you have now, not the one you remember from your youth. As we age, our ability to process fructose declines, our sensitivity to histamines and sugar spikes increases, and our metabolism requires more support and balance. The best fruits for older adults are those that are low in sugar and high in minerals. Think raspberries, blackberries, and blueberries. These berries are packed with antioxidants, fiber, and less likely to disrupt your blood sugar or lymphatic flow. Adding a squeeze of lemon or lime to your water can further support connective tissues and joint health. Above all, pair your fruits with a source of healthy fat. A spoonful of nut butter, some plain yogurt, or a handful of walnuts. Never eat fruit alone. This simple step slows sugar absorption, supports hormone balance, and keeps your legs strong and pain-free. Margaret is a testament to this approach. 3 months after changing her fruit habits, she found herself walking farther, sleeping more soundly, and rising from chairs with newfound ease. Her transformation didn't come from a supplement or a new exercise regimen, but from choosing wisdom over habit, removing the 7 seemingly healthy fruits that were quietly undermining her legs. The path to stronger legs and more vibrant living is often less about adding and more about removing the hidden obstacles in your daily diet. Choose wisely, listen to your body, and discover the difference for yourself.